What's up, everybody? This is another episode of the Reuben Show Sports Edition, right? So let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and the status of where they're at. They have like 25 or 26 games left in the season. They made this big trade where they got rid of their center superstar Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks, where he was traded for Luka Dončić, which is a young 25-year-old superstar that was eligible for a supermax contract. And under the new CBA collective bargaining agreement, he was eligible for up to $70 million a year on a supermax contract, right? And so it's obviously he was traded for a reason. But anyways, let's talk about, okay, so he comes to the Lakers. It changes the whole dynamic of like the way the Lakers are going to have to play, right? Where you had a big man who was, you run it through the center, right? Now the Lakers, they just beat the Dallas Mavericks, who they had the trade with, but they were running like a smaller team, right? And if you look at they just beat the Dallas Mavericks 107-99. They're 20-7 at home. They're 35-21. They're beating some of the top tier teams. But more importantly, Luka, it seems like he's fitting in right in. And I think that him gelling, Luka Dončić and LeBron James, I don't think that's what's going to be the important mesh. I think and this is the point of this video, is the unsung hero, or the person that I think is going to have the biggest direct and indirect impact, is a guy that was never drafted. Like, you got your superstars, but you look at, and you guys will probably know who I'm talking about. Austin Reaves makes $15 million a year, very capable player, but he is kind of somebody that like this last game, he had 20 points. He played for 38 minutes. He was 5 for 12, 3 for 8 3-pointers, 7 for 8 free throws. Like, he's a very capable player, but the reason why he's going to be a big part of this championship push that the Lakers are going to try to do, or they're doing, is he's going to be like the go-between between Luka and LeBron James. He's going to be the guy that fills in the spots, right? And they're going to play a fast-paced game, because if you look at the stat sheet in this last game, Jackson Hayes, which is their center, he only played 17 minutes. Although he was 4 for 5, he had 8 points, and he only had 3 fouls, 1 turnover, which is not bad, right? But the Lakers are going to play, they're going to play a little faster kind of ball. And so that's what you saw, and Austin Reaves is the guy that's going to be the go-between mesh. He played 38 minutes, right? You have LeBron James play 37, and Luka played 35. So with Austin Reaves on the court, he's going to be a pivotal kind of player when they want to try to give LeBron or Luka a rest. Austin Reaves could be in there on a consistent basis, and you can kind of float those 3 guys in like a thing where you're always going to have 2 of the 3 in coverage, where you have all 3 of them on the court at the same time. And then you can have it where just 2 of the 3, and Austin Reaves seems like his time with LeBron James, he's kind of developed this kind of leadership on the court, where it's like he's been mentored by one of the greatest players in the history of NBA, in LeBron James. And Austin Reaves looks like he's a very capable kind of field general in on the court. So that being said, and Austin Reaves wasn't even drafted. Like, he turned down his draft. He was drafted by the Detroit Pistons, and he turned it down. Ended up making his way to the Los Angeles Lakers. Somehow the Lakers recognized that this guy had qualities that they were looking for, and they've developed them, and now he's a solid starting player that's really capable. And if you look at the mix of LeBron James and Luka Dončić, who can score and score and score, he's going to be the guy that's going to be the difference. If where Austin Reaves goes is where the Lakers, how far deep they're going to get into the playoffs, because it looks like they have a team that is positioned to do that. I mean, they're winning a bunch of games. They're beating good teams that are real close in their conference. They beat Utah. They beat Dallas. It's all kind of there. Although some would say that Dallas was kind of injured, because they don't have their full kind of people, but they still got the victory, and they've been winning some games. And so Luka looks like he's recovering from his injury, and it looks like his stamina, right? Like, everybody talks about him not being in shape. I think that what we saw, where Luka kind of saw the writing on the wall, I don't think this was a mystery to him by him being traded. I think this was kind of in the ether, right? People were talking about this, and I think that he kind of realized what's happened, so it kind of bittered him up, right? Because I think he liked being in Dallas, but now he kind of has a chip on his shoulder to prove to everybody that that he can make it in another team, that it wasn't just the Dallas Mavericks that were kind of where he needed to win. And so that chip on his shoulder, the ability for Austin Reaves to kind of make all that kind of mesh together, and the fact that the field generalship of LeBron James, and it was funny because JJ Redick, the head coach for the Lakers, he also said this, that it's LeBron James's team. Now, this is what's interesting, right? Where knowing the pecking order within a basketball team, that does become a problem in the NBA. There's been a bunch of situations where two superstars couldn't get along because it was never really established whose team it is. So in other words, it's not that Luka needs to be in charge of the offense to be the superstar. We just need to know who. So LeBron, it's already put out there that LeBron James is the guy. So then he's going to quarterback the whole situation. Austin Reaves is going to be the strong number two. So, and the reason why I say number two and not Luka is because Luka's got to kind of get up to speed. And it seems like he's really kind of enjoying the fact that he kind of has the spotlight, but he doesn't. Right? LeBron James is LeBron James. We all know this, right? 21 years in the league and, champion and all this other stuff. Austin Reaves has a lot to prove. He can really, he has a contract that's for another 2 or 3 more years. So if the Lakers, with this mix of players, LeBron James can play longer if he has a person like Luka that can give him a breather and they can keep the lead. See, one of the things about like the Lakers is when LeBron James is playing at full speed for some, he's 40 years old, but he can go full tilt. But when he goes out of the game, the intensity, all that stuff kind of wanes, right? It kind of drops almost a little bit too much. But when you have Austin Reaves kind of picking up the slack and him staying in there and keeping up the pace, it's like he's like a number two for LeBron. And what I mean by that is he kind of gets the picture. He understands LeBron. They've been together for a couple of years now, and they understand kind of how to succeed, right? And so Luka just needs to come in, fit in. He can score the points he wants to score, and they're going to feed him the ball. They're going to do that because that was evidence in this game where he had a triple-double. So he was also playing the part that he needed to play. Now, LeBron James was a high scorer at 27 points, 11 for 17, 2 for 4 three-pointers, and all that stuff. But Luka had 19 points, 15 rebounds and 12 assists, 3 steals on only two turnovers. So that shows you that he's getting involved in the game. He's kind of accepting his role. He's not a number 2 player, but LeBron has his number 2. And what I mean by that, again, I keep talking about this, but LeBron's number 2 is not that Luka is below Austin Reaves. It's just that Austin Reaves understands how to run the offense and kind of the philosophy. So they're both kind of coaching Luka to get up to speed. Then Luka will have a 50-point game, 40-point game. He'll be fed the ball a lot because LeBron James, he picks his moments to kind of slow down and take some of these games. He doesn't take them off, but he's able to get some rest because he is 40 years old. So if they want to make a push into the playoffs with 20-something, they need to at least win between 17 and 21 of those last games left. And I know that's a stretch, but this team makeup, if you look at it the way it is, they can do it. They're going to run fastball. Although Jackson Hayes is really the only really capable center that they have. They have some other people, but I think that when you look at the makeup of the Lakers, they have the makings for like a championship level team. But it all depends on how Austin Reaves quarterbacks the offense when he's on the court with just him and Luka. So anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know. Talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe. Yeah. Bye.